Hello everyone, welcome back. Today, I'm gonna show you guys a new technique for Enter the Gungeon. Now this technique is called rapid firing. So, as you probably know, some of the weapons in this game have a low fire rate, right? So for instance, the shotgun, doesn't matter how quickly I spam the buttons, its fire rate remains the same, right? But there is a way to get around this problem, and I don't actually consider this a bug. I think it's more like a smart way to circumvent the problem. So, the first thing that you need to know is that each of your weapons is assigned to a number on your keyboard. So, number 1 is your first weapon, number 2 is your second weapon, and you get the idea, right? So, the way to get around the fire rate issue is by rebinding your keys. So, you'll have to go to your options menu and controls and keybindings. So, once you're there, you'll have to remap your keys as follows. The next weapon action has to be remapped as the number on your keyboard that is before the weapon that you want to quickfire. Stick with me for a sec. Let's assume that the gun we would like to quickfire is gun number 2. In this case, the shotgun. So, we'd go to keybindings and assign next weapon as number 1. This basically creates a cross-reference in the system that allows you to switch between weapons really quickly, and that action basically negates the fire rate cooldown. So now all you have to do is tap the key while firing the weapon. Now it does take a little bit of time to get the timing right, so I suggest practicing before trying this out in combat. Now, the main drawback of this technique is that it hinders your mobility in a severe manner. One could even make the argument that this technique forces you to remain still while you do the rapid fire, which is one of the reasons why I don't necessarily consider this to be a bug. It's a strategy, and I feel like it is perfectly legitimate. I mean, if someone had the ability to figure this out, then I feel like it should be allowed in the game, right? Now, this technique applies not only to the shotgun, but to every weapon in the game with a low fire rate. Now remember, this technique applies only to the fire rate. It does not affect the reload times. So, weapons like the crossbow, for instance, do not benefit from this technique. Whereas weapons like the carbine or the sniper rifle end up with a huge DPS at the cost of your mobility, of course. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you have any suggestions, leave them down in the comments. I'll make sure to read them and maybe use them in a future video. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. Maybe consider subscribing. Right, thank you guys for watching and see you next time. Use the control key to really take a look at your surroundings, and maybe you'll be able to spot a way out from a conundrum or an advantage that you wouldn't have seen otherwise. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed by the sheer amount of enemies on the screen, just remember, you have the